Hi, my name is KCLau. I'm a financial educator and personal finance author. Today, we're going to talk about should you settle your mortgage. In fact, I receive a lot of emails and also this is similar type of questions when all my readers they will ask me when I have money in FD, should I use it to actually settle my mortgage? Like I have money in my EPF account, should I use it to actually pay off my mortgage? And sometimes they say, oh, I have a few months of bonuses paid and I'm thinking of using that money to pay off my mortgage. So in fact, this is quite common because most people are saying that if you want to become a financially free, then you have to be debt free, right? You have to settle your loan as soon as possible. So today we are going to discuss about these situations and what I would do about it, and I'll give you some insights. See what you want to do, right? Okay, let's start with a very simple example. So now obviously you have a house and it is on a mortgage. So for example, let's say your loan is 150,000 and you already pay off maybe 50,000 of it and you're still left with 100,000 of outstanding loan. So now the question is the first one. Let's say for example, you have in FD, fixed deposit, right? Fixed deposit of also 100,000. Now you have a choice, whether you want to use that 100,000 to just leave it in FD, or you want to use it to actually settle the loan so that you can save on the interest and you don't have to pay any more interest in the future. Okay, now let's when you want to compare this way, then the easier way to look at it is you want to look at the effective rate, the interest rate. So for FD, if you have that money 365 days, then you are going to pay, you are going to get paid, let's say 3%, then you have 3,000 extra, right, for that year. So after a year, then you become 103,000. Then how about this case? If you have outstanding 100,000 loan, then let's say the effective lending rate, which is the interest you're paying right now, if it is 4.5%, now it's around there, 4.5%, and that means over the years, over just 1 year, you'll be paying 4.5k over here. This is a simplified version. Of course, you are paying a little bit less because it's every day is calculated, so you'll be paying a little bit less than 4.5 thousand, but generally it will be like around 4.5 thousand. So in this case, if you don't do anything, you have the money in FD, then you only get extra 3,000, but you're paying 4.5 thousand interest. That means you'll be losing out on around 1,500 in this case, right? So in this case, obviously, it is wise to put this FD, settle the loan, then you don't have to pay the interest, and you will be 1,500 richer. Okay. So the second case is, how about if you have EPF money? So just assume your EPF money in account 2 alone, where you can actually withdraw to settle your home loan. Account 2, right? Now this account 2 also have 100,000. And how much is EPF paying right now, the dividend? You'll be around 6%. For the past many years, they have been paying more than 6%. So 6%, that means if you don't do anything to your EPF money, it's going to give you 6,000 at the end of the year. So compared to this case, obviously, then of course, if you don't do anything, you don't withdraw that EPF money, you will have 6,000 extra in your EPF account. So you'll be richer. Actually, if you calculate the net worth, you will be richer after 1 year compared to you use that money to actually settle the loan. Okay, so it's a very simple case, just compare this rate. Now the third option is, what if you have 100,000, also the same, but you are putting it in investment? And let's say you are a very good investor, you know how to invest safely, profitably in stocks, in properties. So if you know how to do that, then I will assume that you are getting better return than even EPF, right? Maybe you are getting 8%, maybe you are getting 10% or more. Some very good investor, they can get 20% or more in a year, right? So this is investment in stocks, in properties. You can do that and get this kind of return. Same with the 100,000. So in this case, if you calculate the net worth, of course, after a year, the third situation, you will be ending up richer than the second case and the first case, right? So obviously, this is in fact very, very simple just to compare the rate you are getting every year. This is the effective rate. So you just look at this rate, then you know where to actually put your money. So for what I'm doing, if you want my opinion on what I'm doing here, of course I don't rush to actually settle my home loan. No, I will get that money because I know how to invest. I can get more than 10% return a year. Then I'll invest in stocks and invest in other properties as well. I will do that. And in this way, I'll be able to compound my wealth. And in fact, if you do this, it's actually safer than actually pay off your mortgage. Like I'll give you an example. Let's say, not to say 100,000. Now you're owing 100,000. Let's say you just have 50,000, not 100,000. So you have 50,000 of cash. Whether you want to put in FD or you can invest, getting better return, or you can actually settle your mortgage. But when you settle a mortgage, you pay off the principal, you're still left with another 50,000, right? So you still owe the bank money and you still have to pay that installment, right? Every month you still have to pay that installment. But once you settle this 50,000, so you don't have any liquidity left, you don't have any more money, more cash, and you have to depend on your monthly income to actually supplement that installment. So if you do that, then you are putting yourself in a liquidity issue. You might not have the money when, because you still owe the bank money, they will still want you to pay the installment every month. So for a sophisticated investor, they will have that money invested and they will keep, let's say you just invest in stocks, then you still own the stocks, right? You still own the stocks and you also own the house, and as long as you pay the installment, you'll be fine. Just make sure that you are able to pay the installment in this case. So of course I will throw back the question to you, whether you should do number one, number two, number three, whether you should settle your loan with this money. Then it's actually up to you, how good you are as an investor. So if you are confident you can do well with your money, you can make more money, you can do business with it, then there's actually no hurry to actually settle your mortgage. Right? If you are not, you don't know what to do, all your money is just in FD, then of course it will be actually wiser for you to do this, to settle the loan. But my advice to you, my suggestion I would say, is learn how to do number three. Learn how to do it, not to speculate, but actually become an investor yourself. So this is the money tips I'm talking about today. Should you settle your mortgage? Of course, it's depending on what is the rate of return you are getting from your money. So that determines where you should put it. And if you want more money tips, it's all in my money tips ebook, where it's downloadable free. You can just go to my website, KCLau.com, KCLau.com. That's the website where you can download my ebook. And of course, you'll need to subscribe and to get it. So I'll hope to see you there. Bye bye.